Do you understand how the value of your money decreases? Ask yourself the question, if you had a safe that you couldn't open for 10 years, what would you prefer to fill it with? $1,400 in cash or 1 ounce of pure gold? Do you have more confidence that the cash will have maintained its purchasing power or the gold? In order to make the answer to this question easier to understand, just consider the following information. Gold was used as a form of exchange back in Alexander's time and is still being used today. And what's more, gold has maintained its purchasing power over this time, whereas no other form of money has managed to do that. In ancient times, 1 ounce of gold would buy you a suit of armour or a beautiful garment, and it certainly would do that today. At the same time, 100 years ago, that 1 ounce of gold would have bought you 140 loaves of bread and would have cost you around $14. Today, that amount of $14 may buy you 4 or 5 loaves of bread. However, that same ounce of gold will buy you 350 loaves of bread. This is testament to the purchasing power of gold remaining intact over time. In order to understand the growing discrepancy between your dollar paper money and gold, it is important to understand some history. In 1913, the US Federal Reserve, which is a central bank, was formed, and since then, the US dollar has lost 95% of its purchasing power. This is why you may have noticed that when you leave the grocery store, you leave with less for the same amount you have always spent. In 1944, after the Second World War ended, a new financial system was designed to stabilize the world, and the US dollar was chosen as the world's reserve currency. At the time, the US dollar was tied to the price of gold, which was then around $35 an ounce. However, in 1971, the US government detached their dollar from gold, and after that, the US dollar was no longer backed by anything. This is known as a fiat currency, and which is what has allowed the US government to print money endlessly today, and thus devalue any paper money that you hold in your hand so that it is virtually worthless. All countries of the world have their own country currencies attached to the US dollar. So as the US dollar loses its purchasing power, so do all the other countries over the world. In contrast, gold still holds reign over many financial systems as the ultimate source of payment today, the same as it did 5,000 years ago. Gold is in demand today as much as it was in Alexander's time, and is used in many products as well as being stored in pure gold form. In an effort to retain the value of their worth, central banks today are buying gold for the first time in years. Bloomberg Central Bank gold holdings expanded at the fastest pace since 1964, and that was published in March 18, 2010. Many analysts believe that China will increase its official gold reserves to equal those of the US by more than 700%, from 1,054 tonnes to 8,133 tonnes. We can already see this happening. What do you think the Chinese government might know? At the same time, many legendary investors are also buying gold. Gold as a metal is actually very rare. With all of the gold ever mined throughout history, if it was refined to 0.99999 purity, it would fit into a 20 square metre cube. We have already reached peak gold, and global gold production is falling. This means that over time, gold is almost guaranteed to increase in value due to its scarcity value alone. Some of the characteristics that make gold so valuable are that gold is durable. It doesn't disintegrate in your pocket or devalue in the bank. Gold is divisible. It can be split without destroying the value of the whole, unlike other forms of tangible investments like diamonds or artwork. It is consistent. One piece of gold, like for like, has the same value as another piece of gold. Unlike real estate, whereas every piece is different and the price varies and is totally dependent on the purchaser's taste. Gold is convenient. Gold is liquid and can be easily sold 24 hours a day. In uncertain financial times, this is actually pretty critical. Gold is portable. It comes in weights that are easy to handle, unlike other metals like lead that would be far too heavy to be portable. Gold cannot be counterfeited and can be measured accurately with a scale. Gold has no use-by date, is non-perishable, is recyclable, and is reusable, and is used worldwide as it has no particular nationality. Gold cannot be printed, so retains real value and doesn't become deflated in value by overproduction. Paper money has value only in so much as the extent to which it is limited in supply. Today, the US government and other governments over the world is printing money at a regular basis, which only devalues its worth. The money you hold in your bank savings account is actually only virtual money until you get it in your hands. Its relative value when you take it out may actually be less than its value when you deposit it, even with the interest rates added. Gold is inflation-proof. Inflation affects the value of your money, and when your government prints money, the value and buying power of your paper money decreases. So, what would you prefer to have in your safe? Gold is real money. Doesn't it make sense to save your wealth in physical gold and be able to hold it in your own hands? Are you confident that your paper money is portable, durable, divisible, and fungible, and has value in and of itself? Invest today. Save your own gold with Karatbars International in amounts that you can afford on a weekly basis. Join the thousands of others that are taking control of their own financial lives, 1 gram at a time, by partnering with a company that is bringing gold to the masses. Whether your saving consists of a few hundred, a few thousand, or even a few million, Karatbars can empower you to protect and preserve the purchasing power of your wealth. So sign up with the link below this video, because every journey begins with the first step.